What's up, Internet? This is Lizard22, and GDC, we get some interesting and fun information every year. And this one is that Nintendo's releasing a middleware engine called the Bezelware engine, or if you want to give its full name, I believe it's the Nintendoware Bezel engine. And this is just a middleware engine for developers to use to create games that will specifically work for the Switch. Now, let me walk back on that a little bit. It has actually not been specified if this is solely for the Switch, but I think it's safe to assume. Now, the last engine, or not engine, but I guess framework that they have announced was the Nintendo Web Framework, and that was basically a framework that developers could use that uses, I believe it was a JavaScript and HTML5, and that's actually why all of their websites have looked so interactive since the Wii U. But something I want to talk about when it comes to the Bezel engine is what the announcement entailed was that not only is Nintendo a software maker, but they also are a platform holder. So what that told me is that this is made for the Switch. But let's like just delve into this. Let's take this to an interesting area. Let's say that they want to use this engine so people can develop games for any platform. Now, why would Nintendo want to do that? Well, they probably wouldn't, but let's just have fun with this and let's give a reason. Now, one reason would be that they would want to have their names smacked in a bunch of different games on different systems, even PC. So if you think about it, all these AAA games are releasing, and they'll have that Unreal Engine logo put right before the title of the game. What if Nintendo could have that, like Nintendoware Bezel Engine or something like that, right before a game loads? And that way, the branding of Nintendo kind of goes everywhere. And if people start going, you know what, a lot of those Bezel Engine or those Nintendoware games, they seem to be really good. And then they're gonna kind of look around and be like, oh, you know what, that company that makes Nintendoware games or the engine, whatever, that we see that logo, they apparently have their own consoles. Let's go look over there. Now, that of course is saying if Nintendo wasn't already well known and whatnot. So, quite honestly, they don't need any traction like that. But I just thought I would take it in an interesting way, and that would be technically a reason why they would use it for other platforms, including the PC, just to make sure that their foot's in other markets. But Nintendo is such a well-known and huge company, they honestly don't need it. But if we were talking about another company, let's say like maybe Microsoft, and maybe they would want to use that just to bring people back to Windows PC, make people kind of have brand loyalty with them. Even then, Microsoft's pretty big, but if you compare it to the PS4, not as big. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys think there would be any reason for this framework to work with any other consoles? Or are you just like me in the camp thinking that there's no reason for them to even think of a thing like that? Especially since we all know Nintendo does not want to go third party, and it wouldn't be a good idea if they went to third party to begin with. Let me know down below. Let's see if this turns into an interesting conversation.